everybody. This is Sean Speaks. Have you ever felt like you were just going through the motions of life without really having a say in what happens to you? I know I have. That is until I heard about the concept of co-creation. Co-creation is about recognizing that we are not passive observers of our lives, but active participants who have the power to shape our own destiny. When I first heard about co-creation, which evidently was back in 2015, based on an Apple note I wrote back on October 8th, 2015, I was skeptical. But I did start writing a list about what I thought co-creation meant. I had been raised to believe that my life was predetermined by a higher power and that my role was to follow the path that had been laid out for me. And I was to follow this path through the teachings of a God I could not see, a Jesus who apparently had some issues with me due to the label Black and Gentile, a pastor who finally got permission from the slave masters to bring the good word to me, and a church building that I had to attend every week to avoid eternal damnation. Lucky me. But then, something shifted within me. The term co-creation kept popping up in my mind, and I began to see things from a new perspective. It was like a light had been turned on, illuminating a truth that had been hidden from me for so long. I realized that I had always been on a journey of discovery and creation, but I had been trained to focus on creating things that benefited others more than myself. And I was doing this unconsciously. As a result, the churches got bigger, the pastors got more famous and richer, and I kept crying out for help on the altar every week. But deep down, I knew that something wasn't right. That's when I began to embrace the concept of co-creation. I started to take ownership of my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was no longer content to simply follow a path laid out for me, and my inner perspective nudge inspired me to rethink my own beliefs. As I began to explore the concept of co-creation further, I crafted a more detailed list than what I started out with in 2015 on how to co-create oneself, and I want to share that list with you. You see, from 2015 to now, my life has undergone drastic changes, y'all. But I realized on intentional reflection that there is a process and a system to being you in life. And the question for you to honestly answer is your system of being you benefiting you more than others? As I began answering that question for myself, it more resonated with me in such a way that it literally deconstructed my life, blew it up, y'all, so that I could more constructively and consciously reconstruct it. I think the steps that grew from my inner perspective adjustment are practical and actionable and not just theoretical. They are rooted in my real life experiences and insights. They will help you cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself, identify your goals and aspirations, and take consistent action towards realizing them. By following these steps, you too can begin to recognize your own power and agency in your life and start co-creating the person you want to become. So let's jump into the list. Number 1, know who you are when you look at yourself. This step is about developing self-awareness, which is the foundation for creation. Self-awareness involves understanding your personality traits, values, beliefs, strengths, and weaknesses. It also involves acknowledging your past experiences and how they have shaped you. By knowing who you are, you can identify your purpose and what drives you. You can then use that knowledge to make informed decisions and take actions toward your goals. Number 2, have dreams about something that requires you to act. Dreams are the fuel that drives co-creation. They inspire us to act and to make a change in our lives. However, not all dreams are created equal. Co-creation requires that you have a dream that is meaningful, that aligns with your values and purpose, and that inspires you to take consistent action towards it. The dream should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART. It should also be something that requires you to step out of your comfort zone and take risks. Number 3, develop consistency in stress. Stress is a part of life and it can either be a source of motivation or a source of overwhelm. Co-creation requires that you develop consistency in how you deal with stress. This means developing healthy coping mechanisms such as mindfulness, exercise, journaling that help you manage stress effectively. It also means being consistent in your daily habits and routines, which can provide stability and structure during stressful times. By developing consistency in stress, you can maintain momentum towards your goal, even when faced with challenges. Number 4, build self-awareness. To co-create oneself, it's important to first understand who you are. Start by examining your beliefs, values, strengths, weaknesses, and behaviors. This will help you identify areas where you need to improve or change. Number 5, set meaningful goals. Once you know yourself better, set smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, SMART goals, that align with your values and aspirations. These goals can be short-term or long-term, but they should motivate you to take action. Number 6, take consistent action. Consistency is key to co-creating yourself. You need to take deliberate and consistent action towards your goals, even when faced with obstacles and setbacks. This can involve developing habits, routines, and practices that support your growth and learning. Number 7, seek feedback and support. To co-create yourself, it's important to seek feedback and support from others. This can involve finding a mentor, joining a community, or asking for feedback from people you trust. This will help you stay accountable, learn from others, and grow faster. And number 8, embrace change and adaptability. Co-creating oneself is not a one-time event, but it's an ongoing process. It requires a willingness to embrace change and adaptability as you encounter new experiences and challenges. Be open to new opportunities and ideas and perspectives that help you grow and evolve. The 8 items on the list that I just shared with you are separate and distinct steps. They each address a different aspect of co-creating yourself, and they build upon one another. The first 3 steps focus on developing self-awareness and cultivating a mindset that is conducive to co-creation. The next 3 steps focus on taking action towards your goals, seeking feedback and support, and maintaining consistency in your efforts. And the final steps emphasize the importance of being adaptable and open to change, which is critical for ongoing growth and development. I would love your feedback and comments. I will be sure to respond. This is Sean Speaks. And remember, brain health is mental wealth.